Someone exposed how they really feel about you. Yes, sir. Let me say it louder. For my chosen ones in the back. Listen, family. Someone exposed how they really feel about you. In other words, y'all, they just showed you that they were never all in. This can be a job. This can be your friend. This can be your marriage, your relationship. Understand something, y'all. People have characteristics and traits, right, that we turn a blind eye to. Why? Because we have spent a lot of time with these people, mistaking time for love, right? Somebody drop in the comments and say time don't equals love. Yes, sir. Make sure you drop in the comments, family, and say time don't equals love. And see, people misconstrue that all the time. Well, we've been together since we was in high school. Don't mean they love you. We've been together for 15 years. Don't mean they love you. That been my friend for 30. Don't mean they love you. All right? Some people are only around for the benefits. Some people are only around for what you can do. Some people are only around to hurt you. Some people are only around to kill, steal, and destroy the things that God has set upon you in your life. Right? So you got to be very mindful of why people are around you. But when you get to a certain level with them, they're going to expose why they are really here. And so today, y'all, all right, we're going to get directly into how you know a person will never all in with you. In other words, y'all, they just exposed, or they've been exposing how they really feel about you. All right, somebody drop in the comments and say, let's get to it. Now, as y'all can see, family, we are right here still in the famous living room, all right, in front of the legendary gray couch. Anytime I'm in front of the legendary gray couch, y'all, something legendary going to be said, and that's just how that go. Let's go ahead and get directly into it, family. Leave a thumbs up on this video, as well as subscribe to the channel. Be sure to ring my bell so you can be notified after every single video I post. Number one, y'all, this is how you know they're not all in with you and they have really exposed how they feel about you. You are an option and not a priority. All right, let me say that once again, y'all, louder for my chosen ones in the back. Listen, family, you are an option and not a priority. I'm not saying that you have to be the priority, but you must be a priority. In other words, y'all, they must treat you with some level of significance or importance, right? They must treat you with some level of significance or importance. You know, y'all, let's just say you have a person, right? Whether it's a grown-up, teenager, or child. Let's just say they play soccer and they play football, right? The funny thing is soccer is notified as football. But the point is, y'all, they can play soccer or football, right? And let's just say, you know, they kind of want to juggle both. Yeah, it's an option. They haven't made a real commitment, right? One thing that Will Smith said was, I don't create plan Bs because I'm solely reliant on plan A. And the reason why I agree with that is because when you set yourself up for something else, for some reason that something else tend to be the thing that you are reliant on, right? In other words, y'all, you want to make sure you make a commitment to one thing to become great. I'm not saying that you can't become great in other things. I'm not saying that you can't, become great at building and innovating other things, but you have a higher chance of creating a step and a legacy when you have committed to one thing. And that goes with the same thing as friendships or relationships, even marriages, right? When a person is treating you as an option because they got other friends. They're treating you as an option because they have other women. They're treating you as an option because they have other men. They can't make a full out commitment to you. It's a conflict of interest, right? The people who make full commitments to something are those who, I'm not going to say place their eggs all in one basket, but they have their focus on that particular thing, right? I'm not saying that you can't have insurance, right? We know what is insurance. Insurance is when you put at most 80% in anything you do and you save 20% for yourself. That's fine. But that's different than creating a option or treating someone as an option. See, I can put insurance on one car. I got 80% into that car, but I got 20% in case someone hit it, in case I get hit, in case I hit somebody else. You follow what I'm saying, y'all? So just because you have insurance, it does not mean that something else is an option. Now, putting insurance on another car would make it options. Does that make sense? So understand something, y'all. When they treat you as an option and not a priority, they are telling you directly and indirectly that, listen, I cannot make a commitment to you, and they're showing you how they really feel about you. They ain't all in. All right? Somebody drop that down below in the comments. You ain't all in? Yes, sir. Make sure you drop in the comments, family, and say you ain't all in. And that's the thing with chosen ones, too. Chosen ones go all the way in with their spouses, with their friends, at their job. They give everything they do or associate themselves with 100%. All right? But unfortunately, everybody is not built like us, y'all. That's the truth. Number 2, it's going to be this right here, family. They give you halfway effort. They give you halfway effort, y'all. It always seems like it's 1 foot in and 1 foot out with them, right? It always feels as if they're juggling you. It always feels as if you're putting all the effort, you're putting all of the attention, you're giving all the energy, but they're just giving it to you halfway. Pause, all right? But they're giving it to you halfway. They're not giving all effort. Make sense? And so this reminds me of a person who's halfway in the streets, halfway in, the church, or halfway in the streets and halfway doing right for themselves, right? I don't want to put anybody in a box or just only say, or even get religious, right? So I want to kind of keep it vague, right? But still broad. So if a person is halfway in the streets and halfway doing right in life, you got to understand something. It's still like they have an exit plan, right? Like, I'ma still be in these streets. I got an exit plan, but I'm still in the streets, right? I'm gonna do good, but I got an exit plan in case I got to go back to the streets, right? And see, when a person treats you like this, you don't want to associate yourself with them because it's a halfway house. And what a halfway house is, we give them the opportunity to go work. They have a cell phone. They can meet up with people, but they still have a curfew. And basically, they're still in jail, right? Because we have a hold on them. We just give them the opportunity to go work and do different things, but they got to come right back here. That's a halfway house, right? So you don't want a person to give you halfway effort. They're only loving you with an exit plan. They're only being your friend with the exit plan, all right? And that's not true love. Make sense of what I'm saying, y'all? Drop in the comments and let me know. Number 3, it's going to be this right here, family. They side with other people over you. Yep. They side with other people over you. Now, this right here is very important. And the reason why, y'all, is because this shows you that a person don't have no loyalty to y'all relationship or to y'all friendship. They don't. A person who's really for you, whether you're wrong or right, they're going to ride with you, but they'll pull you aside when y'all are by yourselves or when y'all are back at the house or when y'all are just only around y'all and people who love y'all and people who's supporting y'all, all right? They going to pull you aside. Hey, bro, you was wrong for that. Hey, sis, you got to do better with that. But when they are openly being on other people's sides and they are pretty much pushing you aside and shining on you and switching up on you, these are not your boys. These are not your girls. These are not your friends. That's not your spouse. I'm just going to be honest, y'all. If they're siding with other people, y'all supposed to be one. Y'all supposed to be a team. Y'all remember the friend who always switch up in front of other friends, right? The friend who switch up in front of other friends. At one moment they was talking about how they like the show Kenan and Kel and how they like orange soda and how they like chips. And then somebody else come around and they say, I don't like the show Kenan and Kel. I don't even like chips. I don't even like orange soda. Now all of a sudden they done transformed into a whole nother person. You're like, bro, you just said you liked the show Kenan and Kel. I know for sure because you said it at 9:47 p.m. You just said that you like the orange soda. You said you like the chips. Now what's going on? I don't know what you're talking about. What your chips who? Orange soda, you see what I'm saying, y'all? People will switch up on you and side with other people against you. They don't have no loyalty to you. Real friends are riding with you whether you are wrong or right. A real spouse is riding with you whether you are wrong or right. The difference is that they pull you aside when you're not in front of other people and tell you that you were wrong. And hopefully you make the correction. That's the difference. I'm not saying they're supposed to be a yes man. I want to make sure I make that clear. But they should have some level of loyalty to you and with you, all right? And vice versa. Number 4, it's going to be this right here, family. They don't value your sacrifices, okay? I'm going to tell y'all straight up and down. They don't value your sacrifices, all right? Somebody drop in the comments and say, I sacrificed a lot, all right? Make sure you drop in the comments, family, and say I sacrificed a lot. Like, I'm not going to get deep into my story, y'all. I've been telling my story for years, but, you know, it's always new people on the channel, right? And some people just don't know. But family, from working at the warehouse jobs, let's just start from the divorce, warehouse jobs, then doing AT&T, selling stuff inside a Sam's Club, and going back to a warehouse, then going to Uber, car breaking down, not having a job, almost losing everything, then going to the job where I was selling air, like I was literally selling air, then going back to working for other people, right? Working inside of a bookstore. Mind you, I have a bachelor's degree, right? I got a bachelor's degree. And I'm working for people and making less than people without a degree. Do you know how much I had to sacrifice, right, to get myself out that situation? A situation I really felt that I wasn't solely responsible for, but I still took accountability and did it. I had my part in it, but some of that stuff was like, yo, these are the cards that life dealt me. But without speaking about myself so much, y'all, okay, the point that I'm making is I had to sacrifice to sit in this chair and talk to you on this microphone. I had to sacrifice to get myself in the suburbs. I had to sacrifice to get myself here in Atlanta. I had to sacrifice to build up a savings, to pay off a good bit of debt, right? I'm still paying, but I had to sacrifice. So I don't expect for a person to value my apartment the way I value it. I don't expect a person to value, the things that I purchased to do this content. I don't expect the person to value my thoughts and my opinions on things that I work so hard for and, to attain. Make sense of what I'm saying? The point is, y'all, is that people who don't value your sacrifices are not all in with you. This is what I'm talking about, y'all. They're not all in with you. Because if they value your sacrifice, then they would be trying to contribute to the table. Not your table, but the table. Because they see the table that's before y'all as y'all table. Make sense, y'all? That's like a man who built the $1 million business and he's hiring people. He invited a business partner, but they didn't have to go through that journey with him. You think they're going to value that business? No, they're not. They're not going to care whether business come or not. They just want a paycheck. Run me my money. That's it. They don't care about the sacrifices that he made. And that's the same thing with this right here, y'all. If people don't value your sacrifices, they're not sacrificing with you. If they don't value the sacrifice in the relationship, they're not sacrificing within their relationship. If they don't value the sacrifices in that business, they're not sacrificing in the business. Because y'all would have something in common if they did. Number 5, y'all, it's going to be this right here, family. Selfish conversations, all right? Selfish conversations. So the conversations is, typically about I and me, right? You very rarely hear, us, our, and we. It's always about what I want to do. My, me. They don't talk about us, we, or our. That's because they are selfish, right? And they're in it for what they can get, okay? You got to understand something, y'all. I'm going to use this as a relationship, right, example, but it can go for a business, a job, friendship. Y'all know the whole rundown. Anytime a person is within a relationship, at some point they should want to talk about the future, okay? And the future should not just only entail what they're going to do, their great glorious plans, their great glorious goals. Now, yes, you can have self goals. You don't have to have everything in the name of your relationship or friendship, right? No, you can do things for yourself. Don't ever get that twisted. But it shouldn't only be that, right? You should set goals for y'all as a unit. You should talk about y'all's future, not just only you, because that makes it about yourself, and that is selfishness. Make sense of what I'm saying, y'all? So anytime a person is talking about self, they're not trying to include you, they don't see you in the future of where they're going, it's almost given, once I get to where I want to go, I have no need for you. It's like a person using you, right? And that's why I say, y'all, someone exposed how they really feel about you, right? And that's facts. But with that being said, y'all, we're going to go ahead and conclude this video, okay? But we'll do a recap. So number one, this is how you know they are not all in, aka they have exposed how they really feel about you. Number one, you are an option and not a priority. Number two, they give you a halfway effort. Number three, they side with other people over you. Number four, they don't value your sacrifices. And number five, y'all, selfish conversations, all right? With that being said, family, y'all already know how we do. If you would like to join the Rich Mentality Academy, family, y'all be sure to hit the link and join the membership so you can meet your tribe, all right? Y'all book a one-on-one session with your boy. Y'all can check out any one of my books and, of course, get you a Yes Sir t-shirt. But I'm going to catch y'all in the next video. Keep a rich mentality. Peace.